Joe Ehizode of Platform Media International Sports Edition. Today, the news of sporting events across the globe. There's one David Goliath event that took place in tennis today. There's one David called Roberta Vinci of Italy that defeated the tennis Goliath of tennis, Serena Williams. Serena Williams lost in her bid to achieve the calendar slam to Roberta Vinci of Italy in 2-1, 2-6, 6-4, 6-4 at the Flushing Meadows International Tennis Championship in New York. As a result, Serena could not achieve what Steffi Graf had done in 1988. In the men's championship, Federer will be meeting Djokovic tomorrow in the final. In EPL sporting news, Manchester United players have accused their coach Louis van Gaal of dictatorship. According to report, one of their players, Ronjo from Argentina, has accused Louis van Gaal of not giving the player the freedom to express themselves on the field of play and in camp. According to Ronjo, they are afraid to do things that they could have done in other teams before they came to Manchester United. So we'll see how Louis van Gaal will manage this dictatorship to players, or how players will take instructions from Louis van Gaal in the days to come. In boxing, Floyd Mayweather will be taking Andre Berto tonight in Las Vegas to equal Rocky Marciano's 49th bout undefeated. According to reports, Floyd Mayweather will retire after this bout and equaling Rocky Marciano's 49th bout undefeated. But again, you are aware that Floyd Mayweather has been accused of doping few days before that controversial bout against Manny Pacquiao of Philippines in May. And as a result, again, Pacquiao has challenged Mayweather to another bout. It is yet to be seen how, if Mayweather will be coming back from retirement, which he is going to announce tonight after the bout against Andre Berto, or he's going to refuse. Again, that's a mega million fight if that comes to pass. That's it for tonight. Shortly, I'll be bringing my usual guest and analyst, Opone Amayanabo, as my guest, and we'll be talking about the African Nation Cup qualifier. As you know, the Super Eagles of Nigeria drew with Tanzania, just as the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire drew All Blanks with Sierra Leone in a match played in Port Harcourt in Nigeria. We'll talk about those, the result of African Nation Tournament, and again, we'll be talking about the EPL fixtures that will be happening today. So stand aside. Opono will join me shortly in the studio and will give you a bit account of the events for the weekend. I'll be back shortly. Welcome back. As you know, my name is Joe Ehizode. This is Platform Media International Sports segment. I want to welcome back my guest, Opone
Onyemabo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Great, great. We have a lot of things, a lot of events to discuss in sports. In last weekend, we had the African Nations Cup played across Africa. Nigeria played Tanzania, and Sierra Leone hosted Cote d'Ivoire in Port Harcourt in Nigeria as a result of the Ebola crisis. So the match was brought to Nigeria for that championship, for that match. And again, we are Nigerians, you know, so we need to talk about the new coach of the Super Eagles. The report have it that the team he met on ground, the team gathered by Stephen Keshi, the former coach of Super Eagles, Stephen Keshi, has been destroyed. He wants to start afresh. As a result, new players were brought on board. I can tell you right away that Victor Moses was not called, Mikel was not called, the goalkeeper Inyama, who is the longest serving player in Nigeria with 101 caps, although he was called, but he didn't go to Tanzania because he lost his mother. He was not there. A lot of players that had formed the core of the Super Eagles were in that team. It's Lisa starting afresh. And if he's starting afresh, what does that portend for Nigerian soccer national team?
Thank you for having me. Olise starting afresh, to me I say it's a good thing, but there's something we have to know. If he's starting afresh, we don't want him to start destroying everything that is there. You know, it's something you got to build slowly. If he wants to bring in all new players, that's up to him. But in my opinion, I think you should have left some of the players that were there and then start bringing new blood into the team slowly. You don't have to rush. He doesn't have to rush to do anything. Just take his time slowly. He can take everybody out, but it's just going to be slowly.
Well, what I gather right now is that I think about 4 or 3 players from Keshi's team played. Ahmed Musa was the captain of the team that he took to Tanzania, and we had the 2 other defenders that came from Keshi's team. But again, there's this language that we keep using in Nigerian soccer parlance. We are building, back to the drawing board. How long can we continue to be back on the drawing board? Keshi started that. Keshi language was we are building. He built for about 3 years before he was let go. Olise has started again his building. As a former football player, as a former soccer player in Nigeria, how long would you think is necessary for a coach to build?
Sorry to say this. Nigeria don't have a system. I repeat, it's a way. Nigeria don't build, and this my advice to Olise. Nigeria don't build, Nigeria don't have patience, and Nigeria don't wait for you. The sooner you start producing results, the better for you.
So is he going to produce results with, we can say, some people will say he did well by playing a goalless draw against Tanzania in faraway Arusha in Tanzania. Now that's a good result. But let me tell you something. Egypt we're in the same group with Egypt. Egypt walloped Chad that we beat by 2-0 in Kaduna in last match. They walloped them by 5-1 at home in Niamey. And so Egypt is way far ahead of us now. Egypt is 6 points. Nigeria is how many points? 4. So do you think we can catch up with this building process?
The building process is not a problem. Every game is different.
Yeah.
That's something people need to understand. Every game is different. It's the attitude of players in every game you play. So we cannot compare Egypt beat Chad 5-0 and say, oh, how can we play Egypt now? We're scared of Egypt. No. On the day Nigeria plays Egypt, who appears wins.
Now, yeah, who appears wins. But the fear factor that we used to have, that the Super Eagles used to have, is no longer there. So every other team can come to Lagos, can come to Abuja, they are playing Super Eagles. There's no longer the fear factor. So they play us to the standstill. Is that a good omen? Not a good omen. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a good omen. Now we have a new coach. Now it's up to the coach to set up a team.
Okay. I will leave it at that. Nigerian soccer issues, we can be able to discuss that for a week and we'll get anywhere. Now let's go to the popular parlance. That's the EPL that's taking place. Crystal Palace is hosting Manchester City. Swansea is away to Watford. Manchester United is at home against Liverpool. West Brom is hosting Southampton. Norwich is at home against Bournemouth, the newly promoted team. Sunderland is hosting Tottenham. And Newcastle is away to Leicester City. Arsenal is hosting Stoke City. Everton against Chelsea. And Chelsea is playing away. Now, looking at these fixtures right now, I can pinpoint 3 matches that everybody is looking forward to. And that's Manchester United versus Liverpool. Arsenal versus Stoke. Arsenal have never had it so good against Stoke. They've never had it easy against Stoke. Everton versus Chelsea. That's a match any day. Given the fact that Chelsea is not too outstanding in the past 3 editions or three fixtures. So, let's take Manchester United versus Liverpool. What do you say, OP?
It's going to be a good game. They both lost last time, 2 weeks ago. They both lost. So we're going to see how they're going to bounce back from the international break.
Given the fact that players are complaining that Louis van Gaal is a dictator, and then Liverpool, there's a kind of doubt in Liverpool camp whether they are going to win or they're going to lose. Well, so
but if you look at Louis van Gaal, the problem of Louis van Gaal, he haven't really settled. He's still kind of confused. He doesn't really know what he really wants. He's thinking that. I think he just have to settle down and let the players do the playing. He's putting so much pressure on the players
because they have spent a lot of money. Look at the midfield alone.
But wait, excuse me.
Yeah.
You say they spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Who spent the money?
I don't know. Is the manager?
Yeah. So when you say he spent a lot of money, he asked for those players. The club provided the funds. They bought the players. So he has to relax and let the players play. He's putting so much pressure on the team.
To whom much is given,
much is expected. Yes.
Okay. Well, Arsenal versus Stoke. Anytime I talk about Arsenal on this channel, I tend to laugh because some of us, the Nigerians, have described Arsene Wenger as a very, very tight-handed coach. Players are not bought. The only outstanding player he bought during the transfer season, in the summer, he brought Peter Cech, and that was it. When others were buying, Arsenal, Arsene Wenger went to sleep. Tomorrow or tonight, he's hosting Stoke City. Remember that Stoke City is a nightmare to Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, Stoke City is a nightmare to Arsene Wenger, but I want you also to remember that Stoke is not that difficult for Arsenal when Arsenal plays at home.
Okay.
In previous seasons, Stoke is not that difficult for Arsenal when Arsenal plays home. But what we're going to look out for tomorrow is how he sets up his team. Because when he plays against Arsenal, he likes to be quick and physical, and that's what Arsenal don't like. He likes the pressure.
Yeah.
When play against
Arsenal is predictable.
Yeah, because they're predictable. Yeah, they're very predictable because they have plan A and they stick to plan A. They don't go to B or C. That's the problem.
Who's fault?
Well, if you ask me who's fault, I don't know. They have a coach or a manager.
Okay. Now, the one that is very, 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 very attractive to watch is Everton versus Chelsea. Why is it very attractive? Because Mourinho had chased Stones, the defender, in Everton all through the summer, but didn't succeed.
Okay.
And he's playing against Mourinho. How do you see that?
You see, we talk about Stones, so it's not just Stones. If you check 3-4 seasons ago, Everton have been giving Chelsea big problem. big problem. Even from David Moyes' time. So that game not going to be an easy game. Chelsea play with power and speed. Everton does the same thing too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very good game. It's going to be
Coach Martinez is one guy who is very tactical. He likes.
It's going to be good
keep mistake to the minimum.
Yeah, it's going to be a very open and good game.
Okay. So quickly, OP, let's do the predictions that we used to do. From Crystal Palace versus Manchester City, who wins?
I'll take City.
Okay, that's what you said. Watford versus Swansea, who wins?
A draw.
Swansea? Would that be the Palace?
Swansea does very well when they play the bigger teams.
Okay, draw. I'll ask you this next week. Manchester United versus Liverpool, who wins?
I'll take United.
United? West Brom versus Southampton.
Draw.
Draw. Norwich versus Bournemouth.
Draw.
Sunderland versus Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Arsenal versus Stokes. Confused now.
Arsenal.
Okay.
Arsenal.
Okay, let's do that. You pick Arsenal reluctantly? I see. I don't know your issue with Arsenal because this is about the 4th week. I have never seen you pick Arsenal, but I thought you had sympathy for Arsenal.
No, see, I don't have sympathy for anybody.
Okay.
I'm not an alarmist. I'm a realist.
Okay, great. Everton versus Chelsea.
Draw.
Draw? Then Mourinho will be chased out of the bridge then.
That's up to Mourinho on the bridge. Where the bridge collapses.
Chelsea fans won't like you, and Arsenal fans either. So, well, that's about it for the EPL Championship. The Spanish League is on, Bundesliga is also on, and Portuguese teams also on. We'll strive to bring you the fixtures from the producer. We'll put that on the screen if that's possible. But OP, I want to thank you for coming to this show. And next week, I'll hold you on to these predictions that you make. And viewers are watching. They want also, they'll be asking me who is that guy who is very cantankerous against Arsenal. So next week, we'll see whether your predictions are right or not.
I'm not cantankerous against anybody. There are certain teams we know to be good teams.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So we expect them to we don't expect them to win every game.
Okay.
But we just expect them we expect them to be up there.
So OP, thank you for coming today. And your predictions, your fans are beginning to hold you to task.
If you hold me, no problem.
I'm going to talk about that. And I want to thank my producer for doing a good job. Keep clicking on the subscription tab on YouTube. And by the way, PMI might not want you to keep clicking on the subscription tab on YouTube, and because that gives us some relevance. And I advise my viewers to please do that. Thank you very much, and enjoy your EPL weekend, and keep watching PMI. That's all we have for you tonight, and have a good night.